Hey everyone, welcome back to another DigiWide scan, where we take a deep dive into the digital landscape of some great small businesses, showing you exactly what's working, what needs fixing, and how they can level up. By the end of this scan, you'll get a full picture of how small changes can create huge results online. If you're a business owner yourself, or someone who's looking to improve their digital presence, you're definitely going to want to stick around, because what I'm about to share can apply to any business out there. In this DigiWide scan, I'll show you the 5 most important areas where most small businesses can optimize their digital presence. We'll cover how they can rank higher on Google using smart SEO strategies, how customer reviews can be leveraged to build trust, and what's going on with their website, from loading speed to overall user experience. Today, I'm focusing on a business that's advertising to get more customers. Sagewise Kitchens, a kitchen revamp company which specializes in producing as well as constructing quality kitchens for clients. It's been around for about 20 years with a solid reputation and a loyal customer base. But even with their success, there are some digital gaps holding them back from reaching their full potential. Alright, so let's dive in and start taking a look at this business, how they show up on Google, how we can get some SERP optimization going, what are the top priorities. Search engine results pages, SERP or SEO optimization. One very important thing to remember, consistency is key. It's not just about doing this once. Regularly updating your SEO, creating fresh content, optimizing your Google My Business listing are crucial to staying visible. 3 steps to improve your search rankings. Optimize your SEO keywords. Make sure your content is centered around the most relevant keywords for your business. This means including them in meta titles, descriptions, and throughout your site. 2, for local SEO and Google My Business. Ensure your business is listed on Google My Business, fully optimized, updated contact information, hours, and images. Step 3, build high quality backlinks. Partner with credible sites or industry influencers to get backlinks to your website. This significantly boosts your search ranking. 2 types of content that drives SERP optimization performance. Long-form blog posts, content that provides detailed, valuable insights or solutions to problems. Google favors well-written, informative content. And 2, video content. Optimized videos like tutorials or case studies increase engagement and dwell time on your site, helping to boost your ranking. So when we look at this business, we notice that there's an opportunity to add keywords and increase their backlinks to reputable sites. In their niche, the average is around 241. And then on the positive side, we also notice that their mobile speed, their DA, sitemap blacklists, the email deliverability, and the SSL certificate are all stable. That's good news, especially SSL certificate, which is crucial because it's a very easy point to get hacked and usually taking the database hostage for a ransom. The next thing we look at is reviews. Many business owners don't really know that this is really reputation management. One very important thing to remember is that genuine engagement builds trust. It's not enough to have reviews. How you respond to them shows potential customers who you are and how you handle your business. Now, there are 2 types of reviews that you can focus on. Quantitative reviews, which basically focus on the numbers of stars, or a 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 rating system. They build trust at first glance. And then qualitative reviews. These are detailed customer experiences. So potential clients love reading these because they provide deeper insights into your product or service. Basically 3 steps to manage and improve customer reviews. So step 1 is to encourage reviews proactively. So make it easy for customers to leave reviews, by providing direct links in follow-up emails or texts. 2. Respond to all reviews, good and bad. Engage with all feedback, especially negative reviews. Acknowledge issues that shows potential customers that you care and are proactive. In step 3, showcase positive reviews. So highlight glowing reviews on your website, social media, and even in search results by optimizing them for rich snippets.
When we look at this company's reviews, we notice that they have a 3.4 rating from 16 reviews. So definitely an opportunity to increase the quantity and quality. When looking at the newest reviews, it seems as though there were some challenges in certain periods that's breaking their consistency. But I'm going to show you a strategy later in this video as to how these issues can be fixed within a couple of days. It's also highly recommended that every review be responded to or answered in a personalized way, positive and negative reviews alike.
Now we look at website performance. And one important thing that you need to remember is that your website is your digital shop front, and it's your digital piece of real estate. So first impressions matter. A slow, outdated or confusing website can lose your customers before they even give you a chance. You can optimize your website for better conversions in 3 steps. Number 1, by improving load speed. So you can use tools like Google Page Speed, Dib, and there are a few others as well. And these give insights to test your site and reduce load time. A faster site equals better user experience and higher rankings. Step 2, make your website mobile friendly. Ensure it's responsive and works seamlessly on smartphones and tablets. So you should expect that over 50% of traffic comes from mobile. Optimize your call to actions, also known as CTAs. So make sure your CTAs are clear, visible, and direct visitors toward conversion points like signing up for newsletters or contacting your team or booking a consultation. Now, 2 types of pages to focus on are 1, landing pages, which are tailored for specific campaigns. These pages should be optimized to drive conversions. An example is like contact forms or purchase buttons. And second type is service or product pages. So these should clearly explain what you offer with benefits listed and always include testimonials or social proof.
Okay, so when we look at this company's website, we notice that the layout is clean. There is some optimization that can be done, like a clickable contact, address and email in the very top banner, basic overview video in the top third or banner, more CTAs and buttons at strategic places, a couple of blogs, some case studies, some tips and how-tos. If they were to implement the 7-11-4 content strategy, then it should improve their capabilities quite a bit.
Now here's where a lot of the work comes in. When we consider social media channels, one important thing to remember is that your social media is a conversation, not a megaphone. So engaging and interacting with your followers builds relationships. It's about dialogue, not just promotion. So 3 steps to build an engaged audience across your channels is to post consistently. So develop a content calendar to ensure you're posting regularly and engaging with your audience. Number 2, use platform-specific content. So tailor your content for each platform. What works on Instagram, being visual and reels, for example, may not work on LinkedIn professional articles. In step 3, engage. Don't just broadcast. Respond to comments, messages, and mentions. Engagement builds trust and community. Now, there are 2 types of social media strategies you should use. 1, organic content strategy, which are regular posts, stories, and engagement that naturally reach your followers. And 2, paid ad strategy. So targeted advertising that brings new users to your profile and website. Combine the 2 for best results. And remember, the 7-Eleven 4. So let's start off with YouTube optimization. The most important thing to remember, watch time is key. The more time people spend watching your videos, the better YouTube ranks your content. Focus on creating valuable, longer form content that keeps people engaged. So what is it that you need exactly? 2 types of content. Number 1 is educational how-tos and tutorials. Videos that teach viewers how to solve a problem or improve their skills to perform well. They keep people watching longer and increase your channel's authority. Number 2, product demos and behind the scenes. Showcasing products or giving a behind the scenes look at your business engages viewers and builds trust in your brand. Now, if you're sitting there and you're wondering, okay, fine, so I know that watch time is very important and I know the 2 types of content that I should put together, but how do I do this? I'm going to tell you that there's basically 3 steps that you can do to improve your YouTube channel. Number 1, optimize your video titles and descriptions. So use clear, keyword-rich titles that describe your content. Include target keywords in your video descriptions to help with SEO, and include links to your website and social channels. 2, create engaging thumbnails. So thumbnails are critical to getting views. So design custom eye-catching thumbnails with bold, readable text and compelling visuals to increase click-through rates. So consistency of uploads. Post videos regularly to keep your audience engaged. YouTube rewards consistent posting, which helps your videos get recommended more often.
Now, if we go and look at this company's social media channels, firstly, to start here on their website, we can see that they have in the very top banner over here, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and email icons. I think that they can try and highlight this, which would allow it just to kind of jump out visually so that you can get it first off. Remember, you have different types of people, personas that will be getting on here. So some people want to go to Facebook, some Insta, some YouTube, others want to read through the website and all of that. So you definitely want to make provision for that. So if we go to Facebook over here to start off with, we see they don't have a YouTube icon. Let's check if they have a YouTube channel. Okay, so I typed in Sage-Wise Kitchens and I don't seem to find. There's KTB Cupboards, it's a different company who we'll look at some other stage. Alright, we don't see a YouTube channel for Sage-Wise Kitchens. So that is something that we definitely want to create some tasks for, some epics for them. But let's get back now to the next one. So there's no YouTube channel, and we'll just make a note of that. So I'm going to show you a little later in this video how we're going to create a whole plan with estimation and all the tasks that need to be done in order to resolve the YouTube channel and optimization. Okay, so when it comes to Facebook optimization, one important thing to remember is that engagement reach is the most important thing. So Facebook's algorithm prioritizes posts with high engagement. So focus on quality over quantity and foster interactions through likes, comments, and shares. Now, 2 types of content that perform well on Facebook is visual content. So images and videos outperform text-based posts. So use high quality visuals that grab attention as users scroll through their feeds. 2, user generated content, also known as UGC. So encourage customers to share photos and reviews of your products or services. This builds social proof and trust. Now you can boost your Facebook engagement in 3 steps. So basically, post interactive content. Use polls, quizzes, and questions to encourage interaction. Facebook's algorithm favors posts that receive likes, shares, and comments. So make your posts engagement friendly. 2. Use Facebook Live. So live video creates real-time engagement and reaches a larger portion of your audience. So announce your live sessions in advance to build anticipation. Step 3. Optimize your posts for timing. So post when your audience is most active. Use Facebook Insights to analyze peak engagement times and schedule posts accordingly. For now, let's start off with the Facebook channel. Okay, so first thing that we notice is they have a nice looking banner at the top here, nice profile pic. The detail looks very nicely put together and neat and all completed, so their profile is good. We see how many likes they have and how many followers. I hope that these followers, at least 10% of them, even half would be good to have them on a mailing list. So that is something that I would create a task for, even just to check up on that and see where we are with that, if they already have one. Next thing, you can see the category that they're in, their address, contact numbers, Gmail, all of that. Okay, good. We don't see the ratings, so they need some ratings over here too. I would create a task for that. Let's see how often, the quality and quantity of their posts, and the type of engagement. So we see what they do over here. Now remember some of the things that we noted earlier on, some targets that need to be met according to metrics for Facebook. Keep that in mind when you look through this. So the last they posted here was October the 9th. That's nice. As at this date, that's alright, that's a week ago. Doesn't look too bad, looks nice. However, there are some opportunities over here to spice up the posts. Happy Heritage Day, that's September the 24th. Little bit far back when considering post dates. June the 16th, Happy Father's Day. March. Okay, so one thing definitely is that there's an opportunity to post more often, at least once a week, or consistently every second week, but once a week would be good. Next thing is the types of posts. So it looks very professional. The images and stuff that they do, I bet they use something like Canva. It looks very good. It's very professional. I like it. I think what they need here is a foundation of content so that they can keep pulling from that foundation, from a garden. See, while we're here, hello spring, we need a garden of content, proper landscape, so that we can actually pull from there for each platform. And we want to cover the 11 trust points that people want satisfied before they actually buy, with that commitment. So anyway, that's what we got by looking at this. I'm not going to go too deep into it. We're going to do a little bit of inspiration later on in this video, but right now we have a few items that we've identified. So this is why the 7 hours of content over 11 touch points or trust points over the various platforms strategically makes sense. And I'm going to show you in a little while what that's all about. So when it comes to Instagram optimization, the most important thing to remember is visual consistency matters. So your Instagram grid should have a consistent visual theme, making it visually appealing. So use similar color schemes, filters, or photography styles to create a cohesive brand identity. Now, 2 types of content that drives engagement on Instagram is stories and reels. So short engagement videos and stories are a great way to increase reach and engagement. Use reels to showcase behind the scenes content, quick tips, or fun engaging moments. Number 2, user-generated content. We've spoke about this before, also known as UGC, and testimonials. So encourage your followers to share photos of themselves using your products or services and tag your brand. This builds trust and increases visibility. Here are 3 steps to grow your Instagram account. 1. Optimize your bio. Make sure your bio clearly explains who you are, what you offer, and includes a call to action, CTA, with a link to your website or landing page. 2. Use hashtags strategically. So research and use relevant hashtags to increase the reach of your posts. Stick to a mix of popular and niche hashtags to attract both broad and targeted audiences. 3. Engage with your followers. Reply to comments, engage with your follower posts, and interact with users through DMs. This builds community and strengthens relationships. Now if we go to their Instagram page, we notice their account over here has the same profile pic, all good, 40 posts, 54 followers, 5 following. Okay, so hopefully a good percentage of this follower base is on their email list or their contact list that they send information out to. Once again, I would just create a task to make sure that we are thinking about the opportunity that could give us. We've got their website address over there, that's good. And then yes, you'll see a lot of similar posts to what you saw on Facebook for obvious reasons. Here we see the first post. You can also see like the comments and the likes and stuff like that by what shows up here for whoever sees this and doesn't really know. Okay, so there we go. We see some of the posts here and we can see some of their work. So there's some likes over there, some likes and likes. Looks very good. They do very nice work. I like that Ron style. Very nice work. I like that. I like that. I'd definitely like to see some behind the scenes and some design concepts. What the process is. Look how nice that bar looks. Look at that nice country style kitchen. Very nice, I like it. So more people like that. And that's the other thing, you got to look at what people have liked more and responded to and all of that to give you an idea as to what category or what style your posts need to be. Remember, you need to keep in mind the metrics too that we covered already. So that combined with the kind of work that they do, things like that. Sorry, I'm distracted. What a nice workshop cabinetry that is. I'd love to have that in my workshop. Man, we gotta talk, Kevin. Anyway, we've seen enough. This doesn't look too bad, but definitely are some opportunities to have a lot of content to take from and put it in the way that promotes or that is aligned with the Instagram metrics. Great, I'm not going to carry on right now. We're gonna get into the planning and all of that a little bit later on in this video. So one important thing to remember when it comes to LinkedIn optimization is that consistency builds authority. Regular posting and engagement will help you become a trusted voice in your industry. Stay active and maintain professional credibility by offering valuable insights and consistency. Valuable insights consistently. 2 types of content that works best on LinkedIn. 1. Professional articles and insights. So LinkedIn audiences value informative and educational content. Write or share thought leadership articles that provide value to your connections. Number 2. Case studies and success stories. Share stories that highlight your work's impact. Case studies that showcase measurable success will resonate with your audience. So 3 steps to strengthen your LinkedIn profile. Number 1, optimize your profile for SEO. Use relevant industry keywords in your headline, summary, and job titles to make your profile searchable. Add specific skills to increase your profile's visibility. 2, share industry insights and thought leadership. Post regular updates that showcase your expertise. Share articles, case studies, and insights to build credibility in your field. And 3, engage with your network. Comment on others' posts, share meaningful content, and engage in discussions to build relationships and strengthen your network. So I tried looking on LinkedIn, Sagewise Kitchens, and I don't seem to find anything for Sagewise Kitchens. So don't think they're on LinkedIn, and this would have to be solved and planned for. So create an account or a profile, having all the image stock and everything, and the copy and descriptions and all of that put together. So we're going to have to plan and estimate and all of that for this. One very important thing to remember when working on X, formerly known as Twitter optimization, is that real-time engagement wins. Twitter is all about real-time interactions. Respond quickly to mentions, retweet valuable content, and keep up with live events or trending topics to stay relevant. 2 types of content that works well on X. Quick informative updates. Short value-packed tweets that provide insights, tips, or industry news perform well. 2. Interactive polls and questions. Ask your followers questions or post polls to encourage interaction and gather feedback. This is a great way to engage your audience while learning more about them. 3 easy steps to increase engagement on X. Tweet regularly and timely. Post frequently and focus on timing. Use analytics to see when your followers are most active and post during peak times for better engagement. 2. Leverage threads for in-depth content. Instead of single tweets, use threads to dive deeper into topics. This allows you to provide more value and encourages followers to stay engaged longer. 3. Engage with hashtags and trends. Join relevant conversations by using trending hashtags. Follow industry hashtags and participate in popular discussions to boost visibility. And I have a feeling that if we search for them on X, previously known as Twitter, then we're going to come up with the same result, that they don't have a channel. I wouldn't imagine that they do. We can see their listings here, the website, Facebook. We can see Vol, business directory, the Wise Sage, but that's not Sagewise Kitchens. Okay. All right. And we take a look over here, and we can see that it doesn't look as if they have a channel. We see posts from different profiles, but not from Sagewise Kitchens. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just do the same, where we have to put together the whole plan for this with estimation, and that's not a problem. So here's one very important thing to remember when optimizing your TikTok channel. So engagement is everything. TikTok's algorithm is heavily driven by user interaction. The more comments and shares and likes and videos that you get, the more it will be shown to a larger audience. Keep the content fun and interactive. So 2 types of content that perform well on TikTok. Number 1, challenges and trends. So participate in viral challenges and create your own unique spin on trending topics to increase engagement and reach. Number 2, behind the scenes and authentic moments. Authentic moments or authentic raw content performs well on TikTok. Show behind the scenes clips, day in the life of videos, or unscripted moments to humanize your brand. 3 steps to improve your TikTok content. Start strong in the first 3 seconds. The first few seconds of your video are crucial for capturing attention. Use engaging hooks, surprising visuals, or questions to grab the viewer's interest immediately. Number 2, use trending sounds and hashtags. Incorporate trending sounds and challenges into your content to increase the chances of your video going viral. Follow trends, but keep it relevant to your brand. And 3, keep it short and fast-paced. TikTok favors short, high-energy videos that keep users engaged. Focus on delivering value quickly to retain attention. Now, if we look at TikTok, then trying to look around or search for them on Google, not really finding it. Let's see what we can find on the platform. This has nothing to do with Sagewise Kitchens. So I just punched in Sagewise Kitchens. Let's see what...
I think you should treat yourself. I know you...
Hi, hello, how are you? Do you have a moment? As an interior designer, there is no doubt that this year I have had a lot of requests for Sage Kitchen.
Now, when it comes to content strategy, one important thing you need to remember is that content is the key to building relationships. So valuable, consistent content is how you stay in your customers' minds, build trust, and position yourself as an authority in your field. And 3 steps to creating high-value content is 1. Identify your audience's needs. So research your audience and their pain points to craft content that provides solutions. 2, create evergreen content. So content that stays relevant over time, like guides or tutorials, can continually attract new visitors. Step 3, repurpose content across platforms. So use one piece of content across multiple platforms. For example, a blog post can be turned into a video, an infographic, or a series of social media posts. Now, 2 types of content you should focus on is educational content that you should teach your audience something valuable. This can be guides, tutorials, or industry insights. And 2 is entertaining content. So while you want to provide value, make sure your content is also fun and engaging, especially for social media platforms. Maybe not like you're seeing right now. If you're wondering about the 7-11-4 content framework, one important thing you need to remember is that it's all about consistency. The 7-11-4 framework works only if you consistently engage with your audience over time. It's not just about posting once. It's about building a relationship that moves them closer to a buying decision. So consistent content builds trust and keeps you top of mind. 3 steps to build your 7-11-4 content strategy. Number 1, identify key content pillars. First, focus on the core areas of your business that are valuable to your audience. These could be educational topics, product or service demos, or customer success stories. You want your content to cover a range of topics that reflect your expertise. Step 2, plan content for multiple touch points or trust points. So the 7-11-4 method emphasizes having at least 11 interactions with your audience before they make a purchase. So plan your content for different touch points or trust points like social media posts, blog articles, YouTube videos, and emails. The key is consistency across platforms. Step 3, create content to build relationships over time. So the 7 hours component of 7-11-4 refers to the amount of time, this was being researched and proven, that someone needs to spend with your content to form trust. So spread this over a variety of formats, longer videos, interviews or podcasts mixed with shorter social media snippets to gradually build familiarity with your brand.
Okay, so to give you a better idea of what the 7-11-4 structure looks like and what it comprises of, I've put a sample over here together on our webpage for kitchen and cabinetry small business, and basically you can read through over this, but in summary it's 7 hours of content creation across 11 interactions through 4 platforms. There are actually more platforms here, I've identified more that you'll see at the bottom, but let's just make it simple and say 4 to build trust and engagement with the audience. So I've done one for Sage White's kitchens, and it'll basically highlight the expertise in kitchen design, their consultation process, competitive offerings and customer focused services. So for 7 engagement hours, what I would do is create a kitchen design process walkthrough, which is 15 minutes. The content will be a detailed video, explains their approach to custom design kitchen, and also including the initial consultation, understanding client needs, the design phase, and the installation process. Now, the value that it gives is it builds transparency, it educates viewers on what to expect when working with them, and it also demonstrates the expertise in design and execution. Best platforms for this is YouTube, their website, and Instagram. We then obviously need customer testimonials and stories. We can do 3 times 20 minutes of this. So the content will obviously be clients who've had their kitchens remodeled by Sage Wise. Each testimonial highlights the before and after transformation, their experience working with a team, and how the renovation impacted their home life. The value is that it's social proof, which is key to building trust in a high investment industry, and seeing satisfied clients that provides credibility and confidence. Platforms will be, or key platforms will be YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Right, then we go to 3 times 15-minute videos of cabinet craftsmanship series. So it'll be behind the scenes on how they create the cabinetry, how did they do their work. We'll look at the materials that's used, we'll look at the craftsmanship that goes into each piece, the thoughts behind that, and then how to ensure the durability and style. The value is that it showcases high quality work and gives attention to detail that sets them apart from the competitors. Same platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Now remember, there's a lot of shorts that can be created from this. So you can do some long form content and take some shorts from there, and you'll have some evergreen content. Then we'll do a live Q&A kitchen renovation advice session, which is an hour long, and this will basically be where SageWise's designers or designer and craftsmen answer common questions about kitchen renovations, such as budgeting, timelines, and choosing materials, include tips for homeowners thinking of starting a renovation project. And this live session obviously works very well for Facebook and for YouTube, and the value that it provides is it engages the audience directly and provides advice or free advice on positioning SageWise as an approachable expert. It builds a connection with the potential clients while showcasing their knowledge. Top 10 kitchen design trends, a 15-minute session. The content will be a video showcasing the latest kitchen design trends, from color schemes to layouts, smart kitchen technology, and sustainable materials. You can discuss how SageWise incorporates these trends into their projects. The value is that it positions SageWise as a forward-thinking brand, helping clients see how they can stay ahead of design trends while making practical choices for their homes. We'll do this on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Then we'd like to do an interview with the founder, which is quite important, and it'll be around the art of custom kitchen design. This will be an hour session, and the content will basically be around interviewing the founder, discussing their journey into the custom kitchen design, the importance of craftsmanship, and what drives the team to create exceptional spaces. The value is that it personalizes the brand by giving viewers insight into the passion and expertise behind Sagewise Kitchens. It helps build a relationship with potential clients by showcasing the human side of the business. And that would be good for YouTube and their website. Now, when it comes to the engagement ecosystem, then basically you need to remember that at this point we've already recorded over 7 hours of long form content that we can use to create shorts and posts. So for YouTube, we have I've put a few examples over here together. So full length videos and episodes featuring the design process, client testimonials and trend insights. SEO optimized video titles to attract organic traffic from people searching for kitchen renovations. This is basically your target focus. Sweet and short. Instagram, you want high quality photos of finished kitchen projects, behind the scenes reels of cabinetry being crafted, and transformation videos. You use Instagram stories for quick tips, polls and design preferences, and live Q&As with followers. For LinkedIn, post articles about design trends, success stories from commercial projects, and kitchen renovation tips for home builders. You can share company milestones, industry insights, and case studies to engage a more professional audience. Facebook. On Facebook, you can post video content including client testimonials, behind the scenes videos, and live Q&A announcements. Create event pages for live Q&A sessions or exclusive kitchen design consultations. For TikTok, post short, engaging videos showcasing kitchen makeovers, time-lapse transformations, and quick tips for kitchen design. Use trending sounds or design hacks to engage a broader audience. And I've done a whole lot more for other areas or other platforms, for example Pinterest, even for an email newsletter, for WhatsApp Business, Google My Business, Twitter, and a website blog. So check that out to get on top of these ideas. And then the 11 trust points. So in the interview that we have, we'll basically prepare some questions and we'll share this with the business owner and the team and whoever's going to be interviewed. So this is a sample of those questions, and it would be even better if it could be done in a podcast setup. So here are some questions. For example, we'll start with, can you tell us about the beginnings of Sagewise Kitchens? What inspired you to specialize in custom kitchen design? So why this works is personal stories help humanize the brand, showing viewers the passion behind Sagewise's craftsmanship. And then there are a few other questions, obviously another 10 that you can go and check out. And this basically gives you a good idea of the kinds of questions that will be asked. The answers need to be in an authentic, original way and not necessarily scripted. So check this out and share some of your comments on what you think of this and what you would do to add. Now stick around where I'm going to show you how you can plan this work and estimate in time, and even have a bit of a costing model so that you'd have a very good idea of how you could execute on this engagement matrix. And now, without further ado, the moment that we've all been waiting for, the how the hell are we going to get all this done? Chop chop. And this for us is where the rubber hits the road. This is the bedrock of our value proposition. And this, my friends, is how we get shit done at DPM. And to avoid too much production value, I would like to just jump into the tasks at hand, because this can get a little bit complex. So I want to try and get this understood pretty easily. So you remember earlier in the video, when doing the scan, we looked at a whole lot of things that need to be done, and obviously things that have already been done that don't really need to be messed with. So here are some things that we can look at that we've created tasks for, and it's these yellow little, what you call it, stickies. Now you'll notice on all the stickies there should be a number, and that number is basically relevant to your estimate of time that is linked to a point. But right now, concentrate on the description of the tasks. So the first one that we identified is SERP SEO profile update. And that means we're going to go into the Google Business Profile, and we're going to make sure that all the detail that's required there, hours, time, days of operation, address, and some more detail, that all that stuff is updated on Google Business Profile. And that is that task. For still in SERP SEO, we need to add some keywords and copy. So what we will do is we will put together the metrics for this, or the checklist for this, and either the digital person of this business, or we can go in and take a look in the back end and the metadata and the descriptions and copy and all of that jazz, and we can see what it is that needs to be updated. So this ticket basically talks to that task or that activity. Then we're going to look at adding content to Google Business Profile. So that would be also descriptions, information, if there are any promotions on things like that, we can add that to the profile. And then we're going to need to add images as well to the Google Business Profile. So that's basically what people are going to see on SEO, on search engine, when they search for on relevant keywords and this business pops up, then basically there are going to be some images as well, like what you see over there. So these tasks are typically just taking care of the gaps. This is not yet the optimization of SEO or ads or anything like that. So this is just getting those gaps resolved. Right, so what we do now is we take these tickets, because we have identified these now on the page, and we move them down to our board where the work will basically be done. So we start by putting it underneath its column in the task area. So what you want to do to have a good pattern and a good process is to grab these and get them down to the bottom where we're going to have it on a board. And now we go to reviews, and we will see that we identified some tasks earlier on in the video or in the scan, and we see that we need to increase quantity of reviews, we need to increase frequency of reviews, we need to possibly look at a concierge service so that we can handle reviews before it affects our profile, and we might have not had a chance to get around to finding out from a potential customer or a customer if they were happy or unhappy with the service that they received. Then we have where the owner needs to respond to the reviews. So once again, what we'll do is we'll take these tasks and we're going to get them to our board. With that being the basics that need to be done at this point, we will then move on to the website. So for the website, we have to check and link profiles. So that was for Instagram and Facebook and all the other links that they have, just to make sure that all of that stuff links how it should. Then we have image optimization, so possibly have to look at compressing or clearing cache of images, and that is just an exercise that we can do to make sure that partly affects the web page loading speed. Then what we're going to do is we look at adding a call to action button, one or more of those, and then we can look at target URLs on the recent projects. We'll then take a look at the website keywords and see if we can add some keywords there, and then add a video being an overview of the business and what they do, and that can basically be placed very high up on the website in the banner area. Now what we'll do is we'll just grab these tickets. Now remember, this is the basics. There's still more work, and there will continue to be more work into the future. However, this is very good to handle some gaps and get the foundational stuff right. We take this down to the board. Now that we're done with that, we move on to YouTube. And what we noticed over here is that we could not pick up a profile or an account. So we create a profile and and basic information that we put in there. We are then going to look at a content scheduling system, and obviously before that, which would make sense, kind of jumping the gun, but it's okay. We want to complete the profile, so create the account, complete the profile how it should be, do a content posting schedule, and then we're going to look at the 7-11-4 content strategy. So we'll just grab those tickets and place them down here. When we get to Facebook, then we need to increase the post frequency scheduling, or improve that, or create a post frequency schedule. We need to create a structure as to how often we're going to post content, and the copy that we're going to put in each post, the structure. We're going to look at the email or the contact list strategy. We're going to look at the 7-11-4 strategy as well for their Facebook account, and possibly explore a group that we can create that might be something to host kitchen design trends, how-tos, tips, and things like that. So anything is possible when it comes to things like that, and we can look at a kind of a system or a structure that we can build around that. So we grab these tickets and move them down to the board. For Instagram, we notice that we need to check and update the profile. We need to create a content schedule for the posts, and we need to look at their followers and their contact lists. We're going to look at if, for one, they are duplicated on Facebook as well, or if they are unique. So for now, we will just, we've identified these tasks, and we'll get it down to the board. Now we check this business's LinkedIn page. Earlier on in the video, we didn't find anything, any profile. Maybe we missed something, but if there's nothing there, then number one is we need to complete a profile, so create an account and all that. We need to post some content. We can look at a scheduling system. We need to look at the 7-11-4 content. So we want to look at 7 hours of content for them on LinkedIn, how it's going to cover 11 engagement points or trust points. And we're going to look at creating a group where this could also be in a professional setting and help some professionals. So possibly kitchen design trends, health and safety, things like that for commercial entities or businesses. So we'll grab these tasks and move them down to the board. We get to TikTok and we did not find an account. So what we're going to do is suggest to create a profile, post some content, create a post schedule, and obviously work in the TikTok 7 hours, 11 trust points content. So we grab this and we take it down to the board. Looking at X, we didn't find an account, so the same applies to here, where we need to create a profile to be the basics that need to be done, post some content, do some scheduling on posts, and look at the content that we've created. So just a quick one, when it comes to competitors, I usually sit in, let's call it the war room with the business owner, and we look at the competitors. But just to show you something here, at the bottom of SEO screen or on the search engine, you will see people also searched for, and you'll find a couple of business or a number of businesses that have been listed over here. So yes, you may have competitors that you have identified as this business, but also there are other businesses that people are possibly looking at as well. So what we want to do is, in the competitors session in the workshop, we want to look at what they are doing, and we want to learn from that and obviously strategize. So that is not going to be done in this video. And that being said, we have all the tasks laid out over here, of which we're going to now look at estimation. This is also quite early on in the whole process, so a lot of this can change. Remember, we need to always understand that the only thing that is constant is change, so we need to be adaptable. So this can keep on building over time. And what you want to do is to get this now closer to your project board, where we're going to handle these tasks, or where we're going to pick tasks for sprints. So for a week or for 2 weeks that we're going to work on, we're going to prioritize those things. But right now we are going to take these tickets and bring them into the estimation area for the wish list. And this is what it looks like now, all put together, ready for estimation. Now, as you can see, I have already estimated a lot of these tickets. So if the work hasn't been estimated as yet, you can bring it just all down over here where you can get a good view of everything. And if you have estimated it already, then you don't have to worry about doing it again. Or you can discuss it with whoever's going to be doing the work, just to do some verifying and validation. Now, when it comes to estimation, typically we use the Fibonacci system or sequence, and that means that for these points over here, we have allocated a number of hours or minutes, so basically being time that is allocated to each ticket. So if you see, for example, SEO to update profile, this ticket over here has a point of 1, and you go look over here, point of 1, then you will notice that it is a half an hour to get done. And how we come to this estimation, so based on experience of me, of what we do on projects, or on your digital person and your team that does the execution, your programmers, your testers, your analysts, whoever that may be. So the best is to get everybody's input and to come to an agreeable estimation. Remember, change is the only constant, so that can change as well. But we look at this in the retro session. So after the sprint, we will have a session where we discuss what worked well, what might not have worked, and how we're going to tackle it in the future. So that's basically something that you can start with and get shit done. And what we will do is this typical process we will run on all the other tasks. So same thing here. If you look at adding keywords or copy, then we see there are 2 points there, and 2 points means this could take an hour. For some other businesses that have a whole lot more keywords, this could take a little bit longer. Like I say, each to their own. You got to work on your system, but this is a good backbone to use. So when it comes to add content to Google Business Profile, we put a 2 as well, and for this business, an hour should be sufficient to put that information in. When it comes to adding images to Google Business Profile, we have a point of 1, which means a half an hour these images could be uploaded, which is ample time. And we will just continue and work on all the other tasks as well, adding estimations. Now, when it comes to a task or activity such as reviews, increasing quantity and increasing frequency, you're wondering, so Pete, how am I going to do this? Because it's out of my hands or out of my control if I need to get people to do reviews for me. So the thing is, we can work on what we can control, and we can estimate around that. So if you're going to do a little note on a WhatsApp message, like a little template or something that you're going to send out to your list, to your customer base, or people that haven't done reviews yet, whichever way or approach you're going to take is fine. But look at the work that you're going to need to put in. It's not necessarily the time that it would take, it's the effort that you'd have to put in. So you can actually have this as a ticket that can stand a little bit longer on your board throughout the sprint, as opposed to just a task that you do once off and you move it to done. And I'm going to show you an example of that in a while. But we will then basically look at doing that. I would, for safety's sake, just say that you're going to spend about 2 hours on this. So that's a 0.3. So 0.3 meaning 2 hours. And I'm going to show you now also in a while why we use a point system. So the point system helps you understand the amount of hours by points that you are taking into a sprint. So when it comes to building a reviews concierge tool, basically what you want is you're going to have a mail that you're going to send out to clients after they've bought from you or had a service, after they've paid you for a service or a product. And then you're going to ask them for a review or ask them for some feedback, or if there was anything that they were unhappy about. This gives you the opportunity to resolve this matter before they get prompted by Google to do a review. And if it was a negative experience, you would then avoid having that negative review on your page because you would have resolved it a lot earlier. So something like that can take an hour to set up. So basically we come to our point system here. We know that it is 2 points. And then reviews. To respond to reviews, you're going to need to go into your reviews and respond to all of them, and sincerely tailored to each individual. I know it sounds like a bit of a pain, but that's what it's about, right? It's about serving your customers like that, even into after sales, and getting them to come back for more. So that's what you want to do. You want to build a bit of a culture there. So that we put as a 0.3, that 2 hours you should be able to get through all of that and have a few messages out and respond well and everything, and that should be good. So now we're going to move all of this onto the marshalling area, or the getting ready area of the board. This will be just before we bring tickets into the to-do list. This area is basically where we will discuss the tasks for the next 2 weeks, and we will look at what the highest priority tasks are and activities. We will look at the points and the hours estimation that the tasks would basically take, and then agree that we will be taking those tasks into the sprint, where they will then move into the to-do block. So total points are 125 for the sprint. So what you want to do, a good rule of thumb, is to never take in more than 100 points per 2-week sprint. So that means in this batch, or this backlog, we will have to hold back some tasks so that we can get some other work done first. Right, so what we do now is just look at highest priority and obviously logic. So you can't really work on other areas if you haven't created a profile, right? So we will base everything on this methodology. So SEO update profile, that is a priority. Add keywords and copy, yes, because that is going to help us with ranking. Add content to GBP, yes, that is important. And then add in the images as well, that's important. When we go look at the reviews, we want to increase the frequency and the quantity, great, but maybe what is the most important out of these is to respond so that other people when they see these messages and how you respond, all of that could give you an upcycle in sales. We could look at the concierge as well, because that is what's going to help you with some automation. When it comes to increase frequency and quantity, we can look at that just after we've put a whole lot of tasks in here first. So when it comes to website checking and link profiles, image optimization, call to action, and then you've got website target URLs on recent projects. I would say that is less important. Add video overview, that would be good. But website keywords, I would do that so that could help out with the SERP keywords. And then image optimization, this could help with website loading speed. Target URLs on recent project, add video overview, call to action button. You want call to action, so we can start looking at that, because that's going to help you with your sales automation. These over here we will look at, because you can always pull these in if everything else is done, if you're comfortable. When it comes to YouTube, create profiles, so we'll put that high up over there, that's very important. Create profile, add basic information. Basic information for your profile and your account. Posting content scheduling, work on that. 7-11-4. Okay, I would say, can we look at taking this in now? Let's hold on with this first. We know we have to post, we know that we've got a content strategy, so most importantly we need to create the account and maybe drop one video in there for now and just let it start percolating. Okay, and then if we look at Facebook, posting frequency scheduling, post content structure, email content listing, create group. Important over here is to get some scheduling on when you're going to post, so that you can get some consistency going. And then your structure, how you're going to do your post, how you're going to put it together. If you have some copy that you want to almost replicate, and then your contact list strategy, that's very important. And then the rest we know of and we will look at as we've sorted some of the gaps out. Insta, update profile, very important. Content scheduling, it's important because that's consistency. Contact list, we will get to that. I think this is then for LinkedIn, so we'll complete the profile. Okay, schedule posts, post content. We can look at scheduling posts after completing the profile, and then we will look at the content that we have, and then we will post content. But we're not going to worry too much about LinkedIn right now. When we get to the 7-11-4 stuff across all channels, then all of it will become synchronized. Comes to TikTok, we need to create a profile, very important. Let's look at a schedule. The rest we'll get to. For X, we want to create a profile and a schedule. And now we're sitting with a total number of points being 54 points. So we've basically cut down in half the rule of thumb of 100 points in a sprint. So you see how this starts opening up possibilities where shit can get done a whole lot quicker than what agencies, other people, contractors, whatever are telling you. Awesome. So this is how you and your team are going to get your gaps resolved within 2 weeks. We call that a sprint. You will start here and bring some of the levels of priority tickets into perspective. So for example, we've already started with the highest priority there. So what we can do is we can say that goes to a medium priority, the concierge. We can do the response, maybe a little bit lower than that. We can do adding images to GBP around here. We can do adding content to GBP over here. We can do adding keywords, a little bit more important than that, and keep the updates on the top. SSL on top, website keywords we can bring in here. We can do image optimization. That's going to influence the speed of the site, so we can put that over here too. Call to action button, that can be a little bit lower. Complete profile stays there. Create profile and basic information. I think that was for Facebook, or if it was for YouTube, so we can put that over here. Posting scheduling, we can put that over here. Content structure, we can put that down over here. For Insta, post content scheduling, we can put that over here. LinkedIn schedule post content, that we can put down over here. That goes into medium priority. Create profile, post schedule can go in there, post schedule can go there. Now you have pretty quickly prioritized your tasks. So as a team, you discuss this, and obviously you look at the ability of the team, the skills, and the deliverability potential. And it's a no-brainer to start with the highest priority stuff. So you look at how many points those are, the estimation of time and all that. And you say, right, what are the most important out of these? And then you look at the people that you have doing the work, how much time it would take to do this. So what you can do is you look at the points, and you compare the points to the number of hours. And yes, you look at where you are in your business at the time, if it's month end or something like that, and you know that affects availability of people and stuff like that. But what you do is you can start the sprint off and say, right, let's say Fred, for example, is the person that will be creating the profiles. Fred can then start, and on this panel, by looking at all the channels, all the platforms, say, right, the highest impact will be our website if we don't sort that out. And then from there, we need to update our SEO profile. Okay, so they can take that in. They can start, let's say you start the sprint on a Monday, they start on a Monday with this. I'm not going to go into too many specifics about how to run each day's activities and things like that, and the structure, like stand-ups and what have you. All I'm going to mention now is that according to value, this is highly valuable and it's highly impactful, and this is what you can start with. And so far we know that the SSL, so it's not necessarily 8 hours of work that you're going to have to do, but you're going to have to purchase the certificate if you don't have one already, and that could take a little bit of time depending on if you have a hosting company or provider that does that for you, or if you're going to do it on your own. That could take a little bit of time just to conclude, and then the configuration of that as well shouldn't take too long. But doing it as let's say around 3 hours or so, that should be sufficient. So this can go, you can take this task over a day or two to get done. So you can pull this into to do, and you can pull that into to do, and if as soon as they start with the task, they pull it into doing. So if they're busy with this, they haven't started with that yet, you leave it into to do. They continue this until they've gone to a certain point. Let's say they've managed to very quickly get the SSL certificate purchased and to get it configured by the hosting provider. Then what happens is the hosting provider is busy with it. So you can then move this ticket into review or testing. And what that means is you are busy testing it, you are busy reviewing it, or the right people are testing and reviewing it to make sure that it is functioning correctly. All the while, if they pick up another task while that is running on the back end or in other people's hands, then they basically take this task and they put it into doing, and then they start with the work. Once they are done with that work, then they will move that task to review or testing, where a different person together with them will be testing this, looking at the information, make sure it's saved, make sure it's all correct before publishing it live. And this is basically the sequence that everything will be following. So you will then get the next task being brought in. So that is to do maybe on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're pulling stuff in like this and throughout the week. And then what happens is that goes in there depending on how they're taking in the work. You can even start bringing that in over there, and then this goes in for testing. And remember, we did the SSL, so the SSL's fine, it went to done, that was sorted out, everything was resolved, we did that. This comes down over here as the workflow happens, so it moves on to done. And once they are done, so we have another thing called the definition of done that we'll get into at another stage. Then basically what we'll do is we'll move it down into the retro portion. And remember, the retro portion is at the end of a sprint for a few hours, say 4 hours, where you could have some pizza and drinks and things like that, or what have you, or you don't have to. And this is where the team basically discusses what went well, what might not have gone well, and how you're going to approach it in the future, how you're going to adapt, how you're going to pivot. And that's basically how you work your way through a sprint, is doing all the tasks like this. So as this all moves through, hopefully by the end of the sprint, everyone has been working on tucked time, which is a good rhythm and pace, and all of these tasks then move through to the end of the project, where everything was basically been done and it's been following the process. Some tickets you might not have to bring into the retro if it was fairly straightforward and there weren't really any issues that need to be discussed, then you don't have to put them here. You can basically just move them out and they can just stay one side, where you put them in a file or something like that for record. Other things that need to be discussed, where you need to learn some lessons and collaborate and make sure that it's synchronized across the team, those things you can keep for retro, and you can make that part of subject matter. And this is in a nutshell how to work with these tasks and activities working through a sprint. Now in another video I'm going to show you a little bit more in depth as to how you manage your project over sprints. What you want to do over here is, once this is done in 2 weeks or in your sprint, whatever is not done you may carry over back into the backlog, where you look at all the tasks that need to be done. But I guarantee you, most of the time you're going to be done with all of these tasks within a sprint, and I bet you one or more people would have already started with some more ideas as to how to optimize certain things, or some campaigns that you want to run and things like that. So this board is going to be full all the time. It's never going to end. This board will never be empty. And that is growth in your business. And this is understanding the digital landscape and always having an idea of where you're going. If you like this video, please like it. It really helps us out this side. And if you'd like to see more videos and get notified when we upload different examples from different businesses, then you may also subscribe, where you'll get notified on that. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you watched this far. You're a go-getter.